Said he sets up his microphone and joins us soon. And hopefully he doesn't drop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a reveal map here. Let's see.
Oh, it's a strange expansion. You had to destroy the Protoss Temple.
You got 9 mineral patches in your main base. Let's see here. You got 7th expansion. Question is this temple just one temple or is it stacked?
I think it's just one.
I'm assuming it's just gonna be one temple. See, I kind of like this, and you don't see this in regular maps anymore. But if you look at like the 12 o'clock with the gas expansion here, you've actually got they're half stacked minerals there. It's just a nice little touch I'd like to see. Like on a Hannibal. Hannibal's actually another map that you don't see a lot of, but it's actually got stacked minerals on the inside base, but it only has like 7 mineral patches for 1,000 each, but they're all stacked. So you get to mine a lot faster. Mineral, are you able to hear me at all? Or, no, he's not even in the... Okay, so he doesn't have Discord.
BWMN Minerals is on our Discord. I think he's trying to set up his mic and join the open casting channel.
I was just gonna ask him if I see this mineral patch is half stacked. I didn't know if another one had to be stacked somewhere.
I think that'd be too much of a plot twist.
You never know. Like I said, man. Oh, another thing about the other map, Hannibal, I was talking about. It actually has 2 gases on the inside of your base, much like Vampire does. But it's a small base, so you don't really have a lot of building room. It just adds a lot of different things to the map of the game.
So a thing that should be pointed out, these players have never played on this map. This is the first game that they're actually experiencing this map and scouting right now, getting a feel for it. Seeing how many mineral patches there are at various expansions.
Welcome, Minerals. I like this map. Looks interesting.
Hey, what's up, man?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. No.
We don't hear you yet. Not yet, my friend.
See your mic activated, but I don't see you.
So everybody, Minerals created this map and sponsored the Showmatch. That means he paid the prize to the winner. And he's kind of here to talk about his custom-made map. I hope.
Hello.
Hey, there we go.
There you are, man. What's up?
What's up, guys? Sorry, apparently my mic was like...
It's all good, man. I'm glad you're here. You sponsored the Showmatch. This is your map, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Welcome to Charmander. I started this about a year ago. Kind of pulled it out of some files when the STPL map contest came out a few months ago.
STPL, that's what it is. Cool.
I tried to make it, I like to make my maps kind of play semi-standard, but add a little spice in there. My favorite thing about this map is the double ramp into the main.
See, I was actually looking at that, and that could, depending on how the vultures can run around on that map, this map, that
Oh,
could
the Starlings.
be deadly right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely wall it like standardly, 2 supply. 2 supply in a barracks. But, I don't know. Have you noticed the middle?
Yeah, we were looking at it in the waiting screen, so you can click on the mini map and.
Yeah.
I totally.
He has
dig
like
it.
a
Yeah.
Charmander in the middle.
I'm wondering how long that took you to do.
It's awesome.
It took me about an hour. I might actually take it out for the map contest. Kix isn't too fond of it. I think it's awesome.
And wait, who is that?
There's probably some options.
Kix is the guy who runs STPL.
So do map makers get feedback from him on their maps?
Well, this is their first map contest, and we've been getting feedback from him as well as Freakling.
Okay, that's cool.
The only thing that you might run into is like a copyright infringement deal.
Is the what now?
Like a copyright infringement. Yeah, man. If your map actually gets big and well known, and they fucking use it in like ASTL or Korean League or some shit like that, they can't use
Shit, I wish.
it. Well, they wouldn't be able to use it because it's got Charmander on there.
Yeah.
They get sued.
Yeah. I
I
doubt
love
this map will make it that far.
I dig it.
I do enjoy this map. I think it plays pretty standard. So at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, some interesting gameplay on both sides.
Is there anything significant
Yeah,
about the
Aaron.
number of mineral patches at expansions?
Yeah, so since there's a free mineral only, the natural is a little little shy of minerals, but since you get that free mineral only, it's not necessarily free. You have to kill a temple, which can be an annoyance. I think it's basically evened out. I mean, I think the resources are about the same as Fighting Spirit on this. No center expo like Fighting Spirit. Be a little less minerals on this map. Yeah, we can see Casper coming in. The FD push. Dragon's holding pretty well with his micro. But Upsurger seeing the mines.
Yeah, and he doesn't have siege just yet. It's about to finish. I think if he sieges up, it's too late now.
Nice little engagement there from both sides.
If his siege was done maybe 10 seconds earlier and he actually used it, I think he'd have done a lot more damage.
So it must feel really cool to have like people play on your map, right?
Shit, man. I tell you what, as a map maker, it is so hard to get people to play your maps.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Sometimes, like, a few years ago, or about a year or two ago, I had a good group of friends and play obs a lot on my maps. And it's really rewarding seeing B, A, even S rank players play on my maps and not complain about them so much, because a lot of map makers have a lot of really minor things that bug players, like not being able to wall in correctly on a map. Things like that are really important when it comes to building maps.
Oh yeah.
Took me a little
nobody
while
really
to kind of
appreciates how hard it is, right?
yeah, there's a lot of like really specific things.
How long have you been map building?
I would say I made my first good map probably about 3 years ago.
Oh,
And
that's
it was an 8-player hunter style map. It's basically balanced 8-player, and I called it Jungle Hunters because I had to include hunters in the title, otherwise people wouldn't play it.
So, what made you want to enter? Because I used to make maps, and they were shitty, right? But it's one of the first things I did when the game came out. Is it called the map editor? Like, what made you want to enter that? Because I'm pretty sure 99% of BW gamers have never even opened it up once.
Yeah, so there used to be the Blizzard campaign editor, which is outdated. There's I don't know, a third-party map editor that's supported by Blizzard called SEM Draft, and then has a lot of cool options in it.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of neutral buildings and tile editing, and
so you're not using the Blizzard one; it's a third-party software. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's like little drop menus. You can see all the pathing. It will show you all the pathing areas.
What's it called?
SEM Draft.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I did hear from a lot of people that Brood War editor kind of sucks. Which that's what we used,
When did they create that, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, there's a couple different editors that have came out, like people making use maps, like bounds and shit on them.
Probably for a while, huh? At least a decade or more.
The newer one came out when Remastered came out. Had all there's like new ramps.
So the built-in Blizzard one was used for a very long time.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about this game. We got Protoss has his initial 3 bases. Checking out 6. There's 9. Terran pushing out.
Yeah, I noticed this half-stacked mineral patch over here at 6 and 12 o'clock bases. Do you have anything else like that on this map, or just that?
What were you the neutral building?
Yeah, like the 6 o'clock. You see how those mineral patches, they're half stacked right there? Is that the only stacked minerals you have on this map?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Big engagement in the middle.
Yeah, that is, and that's probably gonna get taken out. I'm gonna open that X's, but here we go, Dragon. Pulling back, he's staying out of the vision or the range of that tank. And smart.
I really like watching Dragon play. He's been around for a little while. I think he played in the Brood War Clan League that I was in for a little while for NaS.
Yeah, I've seen Dragon in BWCL. I've also seen him, and I think in BSL. He might be in BSL. I'm pretty sure. I think he won North America and got 2nd place a couple years ago.
That's right. He's probably the best leader of a clan I've heard of, because usually leaders and managers are not very good, but very skilled.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid player. I feel like Dragon's style of play is he plays straight up every time, and it's just head to head who plays more efficient. Man, I am getting some pretty intense.
Yeah, there's some right now.
Yeah, your voice cuts out a little bit, but it comes through.
But we're getting an echo from Prima too. I think.
Yeah, I'm hearing the echo. It's kind of hard to talk. Like listen to myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so another thing about this map, you check out the bridges per se. There actually aren't any default bridges in the map editor, and I had to custom make those with doodads. I'm pretty proud of them because there's been a lot of attempts at Ashworld bridges, and I think these are some of the cleanest I've seen. Take pride in those small things.
Ooh, that's big.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody's ever gonna really truly appreciate something until they try it themselves.
Right. Also, another thing. So check out the bridge on the right, the bottom right bridge, where his arbiter is. Look to the right of that arbiter. There's an observer. It's right over a gas, like a gas doodad, and I put a sprite on it so it's smoky. You see that? Oh.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody else do that before. It's a
Oh, that's cool.
world and it looks cool.
Getting everybody's hopes up, thinking there's another gas there, man. Oh, we got a recall.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's only.
Wow. Oh man, these mortars are taking out our own lines too. Yeah, this 3 o'clock's done. Got the shuttle. The shuttle's gonna come up and pellet bomb too.
Well, he wants to be careful, otherwise he's gonna lose all those dragoons, I think.
But it's worth it when you take out an exercise though.
Gonna take out the command center though.
Zealots. He needs to sit back right here.
I'm not sure that was worth it.
Oh, it was. It was. Knock out it.
Yeah, I mean, that was his third gas right there.
Yeah? Alright. Wrong again. I guess he does have a bunch of expansions. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Terran kind of need that third gas to get that final muscle versus Protoss before they take over the whole map. Oh, look at that Charmander on the mini map. It looks just like the Game Boy Color version.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, I love it.
Perfectly done. Good job
I
with
like this
your
map.
copyright infringement.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it would be, to be honest, because it's
Yeah, it's a couple tiles off.
you
It's
could
not
just
the
add a
same.
tail, and would that still be? Nice.
They're pushing it.
So much is in a stasis right now. Doesn't have enough.
Yeah, those stasis are lethal.
The mines are gonna buy some time.
The Dragon just has so many expansions. He's big.
On your map, man.
Ooh. Talk dirty to me.
You've had several matches on this map, right? So you've gotten feedback from players and.
Yeah, so this is like the first show match through this Discord. I've seen some pretty good, pretty solid Terran versus Zergs on it. Oh, my game just froze up. What happened?
So the game finished, and the Dragon is going to take round 1. I think this is a best of 3.
This is a best of 3.
Oh, I gotta ask you
my
this,
game
man.
just froze.
The free-for-all you hosted, is that on your custom map?
That is not my map. It's a map that I found on broodwarmaps.net.
Was it that
I've got, like,
super fighting spirit that you told me about?
Right, yeah.
I
I
did
didn't.
with your map, bro. Okay, that's
Shit.
so cool. That's so cool.
It's still a really nice map.
They
I've
could
got
have
a
done
good
the Jungle Hunters or whatever that you were talking about too.
Yeah,
You still have
but I wanted to like see if we could get some massive like 8 player or like 5 players maxed out running.
Yeah,
around.
I'm surprised they organized that because it's so hard to get even 2 people on at the same time.
Right.
You had a generous prize though, man.
Yeah, honestly, I was sitting at home and I was like, I want to watch a free for all. I just like posted it and see if they could even get 8 players together. It was fun. You guys should cast it tomorrow.
Well, you know what? Something I'm trying to get
week.
other people to kind of do is join our Discord, and if they want to sponsor a show match, they can. They can keep the content for themselves, or they can share it with us, and we can stream and cast it with them.
Oh.
It would just be cool to support players like that, right?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to spend my tip money on watching some players play here and there. Really want to get my maps tested and played out. I have 3. So the STPL map contest. There's 7 finalists, and 3 of the maps are mine in the finals. And I want to get them all dialed in as much as I can. See if I can get all 3 of them in the league, because STPL is offering players like Scan, Boneth, Noob, S. Like, there's fucking pro gamers in that league on Soul. And these are going to be like really good players playing on them, you know. So I want to really see if I can get them in there.
No, that's a good idea, man. Did you get any feedback from Dragon and Grimeboss after the round 1 that we just saw?
I did.
Was it useful?
Let me remember what that was. I think Grimeboss said that this map is hard. Oh yeah, I remember. Grimeboss said Grimeboss is Casper, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He said that this map is hard for Terran, and I think he said it's hard for Terran, and I understand why. This map you can't wall the bridge, the full bridge, like you can on Fighting Spirit. So it's a little bit different, you know. There's some unbuildable area over by the bridge. You can kind of wall it off, but you can't just
I've heard
like
from people like Fighting Spirit is a little bit biased towards Terran, but I might be wrong.
Right. Yeah. So they can wall the bridge with a barracks and an engineering bay, and then you know, Protoss can't do anything except full map, which is fine. But I think being able to hide behind that easy wall is a little powerful. It's kind of bullshit. Terran like seems to just like seems to be a pretty common thing.
I think like what I'm just realizing when you're talking about this is how much knowledge of the game you need to know,
right,
in order to be a map maker.
Yeah. So the reason why I didn't make the bridge wallable was you have a free mineral only. So in theory, you have 3 maps or 3 bases, or 2.5 total. So I don't know. Pros and cons with it. Interested to see.
Well, yeah, that's kind of another challenging aspect of it. All this time you have to spend making maps and then making sure your knowledge is up to date of like new builds and strats are really tied to like components of the map.
That's a really great example of
it's really cool,
really fine details.
I wish they had some platforms where, unless I'm wrong, like map makers, show their maps, talk about it, and I don't know. It feels like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And another really good example of like fine details that need to go into maps. So Grimeboss, his command center, you should be able to wall pretty easily with a command center and a barracks. So if his barracks was like 2 hexes lower, 3 hexes, he could that's like almost a wall, So Zergs will like wall with hatcheries and stuff. I spent the last year or so like really dissecting good maps and just analyzing things, more so watching StarCraft than actually playing it. So I'm like kind of learning it from a different perspective this time.
And you're part of a map making community?
Yeah, I mean it's a small community of people that post things on the website here and there.
And the website is
broodwarmaps.net. There's a lot of maps on it.
That website is awesome, man. There's thousands of maps there.
Yeah.
And I might be wrong, like I don't know much, but probably like majority haven't really been played on much, right? Which is kind of like tragic, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of maps that are really outdated. Even over the last like 2 years, the Zerg meta has changed into 3 hatch from 2 hatch. and things like that will change how competitive maps need to be made.
Good point.
Oh yeah, most people wouldn't even think of that. That
Yeah,
you got to change your maps according to what the meta is, and even
and
after 20 plus years, I think maybe just the last 3 or 4, I think it's finally reached the point to where it's probably not going to change anymore. Which now we say that.
I'm gonna have to kindly just disagree with you on that, sir. This game is never gonna stop changing.
Yeah.
I think the meta is constantly going to evolve, and I mean, StarCraft's getting to a point right now where it's extremely fine-tuned compared to pro matches that were going on 10 years ago, like the patrol micro with Mutas being able to snipe Scourges. Like, crazy things are like evolving this game.
Are there
and
any
new
maps
things are
that have
popping up, like
survived?
stacking your units and recalling them?
Are there any maps that survived, like had staying power? Lost Temple was one that everybody's familiar with. Python.
Yeah,
was kind of
Boxer showed everyone how unbalanced Lost Temple and
good point.
Luna were.
They've all been updated. Huh.
Yeah. And like Flash being the god that he is, make weird maps for ASL now so it's like kind of dumbs Flash down a little bit.
Oh, he lost
3
Dragoons for nothing.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good engagement.
He was really trying to get that tank. He only had 1 shot left on him. And honestly, getting that first tank is huge. But the fact that he didn't get it and he lost 3 Dragoons. Oh.
What race do you Minerals, what race do you play?
I can play all races. I'm strongest with Protoss. I could probably sit a solid B+ right now.
Does your do you have any Protoss biases that enter in like the map making process? Are you aware of that?
No, absolutely not. I definitely do not try to make my maps strong for Protoss in any way.
Right, because
I try to make them strong actually for everyone.
Right.
Yeah. I try to make Terran not as strong as they are sometimes, making sure there aren't little dumb cliffs that they can go on and tank people for no reason. But when you're making maps, actually, here comes Grimeboss coming in with the tanks into the natural. Dragon just pulls all of his probes back.
He's got nothing.
He's got a Reaver stuck behind his minerals. It's stuck in his mineral line. Oh my god.
The way he
That's your mineral line, man.
Oh, it's not my fault. You can't blame me.
Yeah,
I wasn't blaming you, but you know what? His scarabs can still come out. Oh my god, I thought I thought one of the players that were in that.
Dude. So that is one downfall of being a map maker is people constantly will say that they'll get just destroyed on one of your maps and completely blame the map, and then people will just say this map sucks.
Bro, we live in a complaint culture, man. You gotta objectively assess what's being said, and usually there isn't much being said, right?
And I take criticism for what it is.
So I'm sure matchmakers have a filter that they have to pass constructive feedback through, and maybe a little bit of it is helpful, but most of it is just this person isn't knowledgeable enough to be giving me advice.
Right, it just goes in
complicated. All right, so Grimeboss tied it, man. It's 1-1. This is the tiebreaker match on Charmander. Is there a reason you called it Charmander besides putting Charmander in the... I thought the whole lava thing is playing into that theme.
Yeah, that's pretty much why.
The Char, yeah, it's a good name.
Originally, the first rendition of the map had neutral creep colonies in the center, and there's neutral creep, and it was just kind of Zerg themed.
New member?
Ooh. Well, thank you very much for having me on, gentlemen.
Dude, thank you for sponsoring a show match, creating a map. You spent a year on it, and joining us to talk
Off and
about it.
on.
I'm really fascinated by this. I really hope that we can get other map makers, and even if they're not like always able to sponsor it, like I'd be down to try to use their maps, because I feel like that's like you're putting in all this time into making a map for players to play on, right? So it's like the ultimate community service. I see myself as what we do as part of like community service to Brood War, because we spend money or time.
Right.
We don't do it for any kind of selfish reasons. But map makers are kind of doing that at a different level. So it'd be cool if we can support them as well. And I never really thought about them before until like you came along. So that was cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
People
I
should be
think-
thanking you, bro. It's the other way around.
I think there's a lot of time I put into these maps, and
Right.
I've had friends tell me like, dude, stop wasting your time on this shit. Because I'll spend a week on a map and then I'll show it to someone, and then turns out it's not so good.
It's an
Or like
artistic thing too, right? Like there's a function in it, and then there's the aesthetic part, like you're talking about. It's really
Yeah.
kind of interesting, and I wish this would actually grow this aspect of the game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because in the Korean StarCraft scene, Koreans often don't like. They're not fond of new maps because they're constantly grinding Sylphid, Circuit Breaker, Fighting Spirit.
Right, that's one of
You
these.
know, and
familiar-
they know these. They know these maps like the back of their hand. That's why I try to make my maps kind of play standard like them in a sense. You know, easy to wall in. You can wall in with the same amount of buildings, like whatever.
Interesting.
But
I think the only thing that I've seen about this map that I would change at all, because I like just about every aspect of this map, I would probably put an extra mineral patch where the temple is, and that's it. Everything else is pretty well balanced.
I feel like that's a controversial point.
Yeah.
For him. Like he's thought about this, and there's like, I guess, what's the reasoning with the number of mineral patches there?
okay, so in a natural, you would generally have 8 mineral patches. So the natural here with that temple there, it kind of makes it so like for example, a Zerg can't just like throw his first 2 hatcheries down at 2 bases. He has to go outside and play standard and take his 3rd expansion to, you know, elsewhere. And so that's why I put the temple there. And when you do kill the temple eventually, and that base does kick in, it's kind of a free base. It doesn't. You're like on a timer of when you're gonna take it because you have to kill the thing. So
Right.
when I think there's 6 mineral patches in the mineral only, so 6 plus 7 is 13. So instead of having like you would standard usually have your natural and your main base, when you do get that, when that mineral does kick in, you do have a little more economy. And I did that because of Andromeda, the old map. I liked the idea of having that little pocket free expo, but I didn't like how free it was. It needed to have a consequence, like say Terran was attacking the temple with his 4 Marines right now, and then 2 Dragoons ran up and got high ground. So there's like, you know, little decisions you have to make.
Right, that's cool.
Like it's not really safe to kill the temple right now.
Is this
so
one of the most unique, or
think
the
about
most-
different scenarios?
Is this part of the most unique like aspect to your map, or is there something that really stands out for you about this map compared to other maps?
This map, there's a lot of thought behind that temple, and the double ramps. Almost took the double ramps out. I think it can play out all right. Zerg versus Zerg, you know, you'd have to like have your Zergling wall where the barracks is instead of on the ramp. Pushing out, Dragon getting a couple snipe shots on these Marines.
He needs to pull this tank back, though.
Marines are pretty damaged. I think this Dragon's gonna take them. Ooh.
That's fair trade. I mean, I didn't like the fact that he lost all 3 Dragoons, but and the only reason I was saying anything, I really like the two ramp aspect of it, and but that also opens up another spot for the opponent to get in. But like if you look at a God's Garden, do you know it?
Yeah, I do.
That one, I can't remember. That does not have a gas behind it? It just has mineral only, right? I can't.
I feel like God's Garden's third base closest is a gas base. I feel like.
Well, you got the natural.
It's been a while.
Outside, but then you have
right.
But then you have. Oh, look at this! I love that. He's gonna lose this. He wasn't expecting it too fat. But what was I saying? You got your natural outside on God's Garden, but then you've got that free base behind your base.
Oh right.
But there's no temple there or anything like that, which I like the aspect of the temple.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, it really adds a lot of different situations can come with the temple. You know, I made it so you can build a hatchery there, even with the temple there as well.
See, I tend to disagree with
There ain't those vultures around.
Ooh. Ran right in. I disagree with Casper. I don't think this is a tougher map for Terran. If anything, I think it gives Terran a little bit of an advantage, especially something like this. Because you have to constantly keep both of those ramps blocked if something like this comes on. Oh,
yeah.
Man, it hurt.
I think it's cool adding this stuff. It gives rise to a debate and discussion about things, and that could possibly move the meta or whatever forward. For me, the temple, I mean, it just gives me an Indiana Jones vibe. Which is cool, right? Yeah. It fits
kind of
really
what I was
well within this map. The terrain, the temple, it's cool.
Ouch. The temple is like the only neutral building we have that's like closely resembles rocks, like StarCraft 2. I wish we had destructible rocks as an option.
Right, and you have a limited number of things, I guess. Or do you feel it's like a limited number of things that you can use?
Yeah, I mean, well, the map makers have been stuck being able to use only the same things for the last 20 years. So, like, when I'm making these bridges, it's like things like that haven't really been done too much. So, I take pride in things like that.
Are map makers in StarCraft 2 like more spoiled, or do they face similar challenges?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really follow StarCraft 2 much.
Questions.
I feel like you're good. You're gravy. Yeah, I mean the StarCraft 2 map scene, they're constantly having map contests, which I wish we had things like that available to us. But you know, StarCraft is an old game. Ooh. Can you get that tank? No, backing up.
I'm losing the Reaper and the shuttle both. So I think they're just kind of.
Yeah.
Too many tanks.
So where can people go to download this map? If you got a link,
so it's actually not.
Give it to us, and we can put it in the description of the YouTube video.
I don't have any links for it right this second. It actually isn't public yet. You can download it in the and you can download it in the Discord for sure. I haven't. I'm gonna release the 3 final edits of my maps when the map contest is finalized. So I'm just like right now we're just like kind of like beta testing it. I'm definitely I welcome everyone to download and play it. If you join the TQ Discord server, I'll post it in there.
Cool.
But yeah, I just don't want to like release this version and then do a couple edits to it and find something that's weird in it, and then people have old versions of it. So
what a
definitely
long
needs to get tested out
process, right? From designing to editing and getting it played on. I think this is really underappreciated, man. For real. It's cool. I wish I could make a map like this.
I'm glad you guys have anything got to say about it. All right, Casper coming in. Looks like he's gonna.
We've seen some pretty good backs and forwards on this. Like,
yeah, but six guns never kill 5 tanks unless there's some crazy mind drag. But
I think whenever he lost all those pros,
oh man, it's just
center early. I don't think that was a good game. I think whenever he got those vultures in, and
yeah, when he lost all those probes, he lost like 10 probes at least.
Yeah, he was down to like 12 probes.
Dragon taps out, and Grimeboss is going to win 2-1, and it just seemed to me that it was pretty balanced.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Prima's been streaming for, I think, over 5 hours, so I want to thank him for casting and streaming. I want to thank Minerals for sponsoring a show match.